Hey guys, um, I'm not feeling too well, so I apologize in advance. I have a stuffy nose, or if I sneeze or cough or something like that. But yeah, we're just gonna get right into it, talk about this crazy thing, and I'm gonna show you how ridiculously, like, I don't know, like, I never know what to say anymore. But let's just get into it. Okay, so you guys know Pope Francis, he passed away. So there's a few details that are important. Okay, so his death date is technically April 21st, but where I am, it was still Easter. The last, it was Easter night. So I think it was like 10:35 p.m. and Venus equals 10:35, but we'll have to get into that another time. But yeah, it was technically still Easter where I am, and I mean both. It's all important, you know. It's like it's obvious that his death is connected to Easter and you know, Jesus Christ, the crucifixion, the resurrection, all that, you know. And I'm gonna show how it all has to do with what I've been talking about for months and months and months. John 10:30, I and my Father are one. You know, I mean, this is all about Jesus, and the crucifixion is about us being one with Christ. You know, we could get into a Bible study some other time. You know, maybe someone like the Illusion would be down to do one with me, but like it says, like it's very clear, like that when like the resurrection is we were buried with Christ, we died to ourselves and we're resurrected with him. Okay, so we became one with Christ, like how he's one with the Father. So we'll probably have to get into that another time, but it's really important. It's really important. Okay, but yeah, we don't have to read this whole thing, but I just want to show you how Pope Pope and Pontiff are kind of interchangeable, but there's a slight difference, as you can see here. But the whole point is that Pontiff means bridge builder, and so Pope also originates from Papa, which means father. So bridge to the Father, and that is what I have been on so heavy, like as of recently. I mean, I've been talking about that since like last year, but I'll just show you my YouTube page so you can kind of get a better understanding of where I'm coming from. Before we do that, I just want to finish this point. Yeah, so Pope, Pontiff, bridge builder, and then Pope is father. So you can see here. You can pause it if you want, but yeah, let's just move on to my YouTube page. Alright, so here are some of the videos that I shared recently. Okay, so what I'm saying is there is a reason why this stuff was put on my heart and why I was seeing it recently, because so this was the last video. It's
Hometown.
okay, so Pink Full Moon 595 Series Blue Origin Life Capstone Bridge to the Father. All right, and this was a response to the video I made before, because I was going to San Diego. I made it here, see San Diego, and San Diego. I have this connection with San Diego and fathers. Well, because SD, San Diego, it's my initials, but then also they're famous for the Padres, the San Diego Padres. So once I like thought about that, so many things started to unravel after that, and this was absolutely one of those examples of that. So yeah, I talk about father here. Keep in mind, so this was 4 days ago. That was 9 days ago. And then here with Ovechkin,
Papua
I so bridge, I and my father are one, first, last. It was about him tying Wayne Gretzky. This was specifically about the tie, so I know he broke the record, but this was specifically about the tie. So I had been connecting it to the Masonic Arch, and then you can see really here because yeah, bridges again. Watch the third. Yeah, bridges. I was talking about Sirius because I became I mean, this was actually another incident after I came back from San Diego because I became the bridge to that Dakota's Roundtable, and they talked about that. And I was in San Diego when it happened because I gave AJ from the Ball Don't Lie, I gave him Cody's his Discord that night, and then they had planned the roundtable with Rambo the next day, or to have it like 2 days after, but they had planned it right away. So I was like, I talked about how I was the bridge for that, but there was some father stuff in here too. I just don't want to get too far into it right now, but and then I started talking about some other stuff when the eclipse was happening, but you can see I talked about bridge again. And then this is, so I just want to give you some perspective. Okay, so this is when I was like heavy on, it was like towards like, so last year in December, like with the Luigi Mangione thing, and then going back downwards, like the 2040 Jupiter and Saturn great conjunction, that's really important. Keep that in mind. 2040 great conjunction Jupiter, Saturn. See, I talk about it again here. John 10:30. I talk about Pope Francis here. In terms of the World Series, so that's really important. My father. So I was, you know, all like, I just want to paint this picture for you, okay? Because it's very, very, very apparent. And then I was like, with the election, it was like crazy. Like John 10:30. I and my father are one. Yeah, so, and then I was even talking about it to me and my dad. This was in August, during the Olympics. Jupiter, my dad's death, my father's death, talking about Lodge Friend. So this goes all the way back. Look at how much I've been talking about father. So I want to paint this, I want to emphasize that this is what my channel is, okay? And the extent that I wish I do it is so different because it's around that verse that I don't think has been discovered before, until like discovered, not that I discovered the verse, it's obviously it's just a Bible verse, but I mean discovered how it's been part of this, like our reality being encoded into reality, like extremely. There's no doubt about it. It's not even a conjecture at this point, especially if you really watch all my videos. It's confirmed. It's confirmed. So let's just move on. I think I was able to get my point across about fathers, bridges, especially as of recently, but all right. So yeah, just one more time. Pope, Pontiff, Bridge Builder, Pope, Father. Yeah, let's move on. So the connection with him dying, like with Easter, like Easter being a huge part of his death. How perfect is this? You know, Jesus is the King of Kings. Jesus said that I and my Father are one, which he's our bridge to the Father. So Jesus is the bridge, and King of Kings and Pope Francis, perfect 4 out of 4. And then Pope Francis happens to die right on Easter. What are the odds? So keep this in mind. Okay, so Jesus died at age 33 and rose 3 days later. I know I have heard that I haven't confirmed this, but I've heard that the Bible doesn't actually say that he actually died at 33. Maybe we can, dig more into that. I've heard people say that that's not even true. I don't know, but it's pretty well renowned, well recorded, or um, like well known, I guess, that he's associated with 33, dying at age 33, and yeah, think about this: the 33 and the 3, right? Okay, I put this in a weird order. Sorry. So just keep that in mind. But um, this was like this synchronicity that like really blew me away. Okay, let me just explain it. So my dad, from his death, and again, I made a if I mentioned it in the promo video, but if somehow like you just stumbled on my content, the reason why I talk about my father so much is because he died when I was 7. He was 40, so I've been finding so many connections with his death and the events going on in the world and the Bible. So that's what I'm showing here. Okay, so from my dad's death to Easter is exactly 1339 weeks, and Jesus Christ equals 1339. And not only that, okay, so this is a little bit trickier, but so again, we mentioned the 33, right? And Jesus is known for dying at age 33. So I went from my dad's 33rd birthday, which is right here. Oops. And so from his 33rd birthday to Good Friday, which is the day that Jesus died on Good Friday, is 33 years and 3 months. Or to WrestleMania 41 is, because to Good Friday it was a span, but without the end date, it lands on WrestleMania 41. And I brought that up because if you've been keeping up with what Cody's been showing with WrestleMania, it's absolutely connected to all this Bible, Jesus, Easter, all that, especially with John Cena coming out on top, JC, and yeah, Cody's done so much work on that, so hopefully you've seen it, and it'll just take a long time to explain it right now. But yeah, so what are the odds of both of those things? So his birth and death are connected to this Easter, with these with this, from his 33rd birthday to Good Friday is 33 years and 3 months, like how Jesus died at age 33 and rose 3 days later. And from his death, my dad's death, to Easter is 1339 weeks exactly. So like the odds of both of those things are freaking crazy, because his birth and death are completely separate from each other. So this was very significant, and I even have my own connection with it in the same way. So look, this is freaking crazy right here. Okay, so that verse I showed you, John 10:30, I and my Father are one, that I've been really spearheading, and I've been finding a lot of 1414s, and I've shown that in a lot of my videos. And I've talked about the number 196 because that's the 14th square, like 1414. So on Easter this year, the same one, I was 33 years and 196 days, the span, and to Pope Francis's death, 33 years and 196 days. But think about that. Okay, first the 33 and the 196. That's freaking crazy, because look, the 30, like you guys know that we just mentioned, Jesus died at age 33. Jesus said, I and my Father are one, which is the 1414, and 14 times 14 is 196. Whoops. I kind of ruined that. But the next part is like the freaking part. It's the part. It's I don't think there's I don't think anything can compare. I don't know. I don't want to sound like I don't want to be like that, but like you'll see what I mean. Like you'll see what I mean. But again, like this for all three of those things to line up like that is what are the freaking odds of that? Like this in itself is mind blowing to me because I was 33 years and 196 days when Pope Francis died. And I literally have been talking about, I showed you all those videos that I made with I and my father and bridges and the bridge to the father. And I should have talked about Jesus in them more, but that's essentially what I mean, Jesus is the one he's the one who said that I and my father are one. He's the one who taught that. So it's so relevant. It's so perfect. So it's like with the span is Easter, and then the day that is recorded as Pope Francis' death, 33 years, 196 days. Like that's insane. Okay, and then like I already showed, from my dad's 33rd birthday to Good Friday, 33 years and 3 months, just like how Jesus died at age 33 and rose 3 days later. And from his death to Easter is 1339 weeks, and Jesus Christ is 1339. So what is going on here? Now, let's just get right to the... I think this is probably the climax. I don't think there's anything I can ever share that can top what I'm about to share. Ever. After all that, what are the odds? Okay, drum roll. What are the odds of this? What the heck, guys? From my birth to Pope Francis' death. Okay, so this is equivalent to what I just showed you. 1750 weeks. Exactly. Pope equals 175 and Pope Francis equals 175. Like, what are the freaking odds of that? What are the odds of that? Like, exactly. That the day that Pope Francis died, I was 1750 weeks exactly. But it gets crazier. This next slide is the slide. This is the freaking slide. What the heck are the odds of this? Please, can someone tell me? Please. What the heck? I was gonna say hello, but I don't want to, but what the heck? What the freak? Like this is hard. It's just so hard because this is like the stuff that this is the stuff that I have to deal with. This is stuff that I have to deal with. How do I what do I like? I have to like find this stuff out after all those months of all the father and son stuff that that I clearly like been and like I said, I said it in the promo, I don't just randomly decode events. Everything is based on this one narrative, that the reason why I jumped on it, this one thing with the father and son, was because I started seeing how the story of me and my dad was connecting to everything. And like it's so hidden, like it's so hidden, like most people do not know about this, even the truth community. And I'm trying, like, This is supernatural stuff. I'm trying to show you that. I'm trying to show you why I'm the one. Like, look, it's because of this. Look, it's because of this. How, and like I said, like this would have been a span like 1750 weeks on Easter, with the because of the end date, which where I live, Pope Francis did die on Easter at night because it was still the 20th, which it's so perfect. Okay, like try to like wrap your head around that. How do you think that happened? Just think about it. Like, take as long as you need. That's not a cute. This is not cute. This is not cute. This is not like, oh, cool, like you found your. No, this is insane. This is monumental. This is historic. And I know that I could take this, like, I know certain pieces of information that it's absolute proof of God. It's proof of God. It's empirical evidence, and I know I could take it. I don't know where I could take it, but I know that it's enough evidence that it could freaking do something. I don't know, but this is not normal. This is not normal, guys. It's not. This is why I stress this so much. It's so hard because like, why else do you think that I only talk about this? John 10:30, I and my Father are one thing, and then I was talking about bridges, the bridge to the Father, and then Pope Francis dies on Easter, 1750 weeks after I was born. Crucifixion of Jesus equals 1750. And then like this, at first I saw this and I was like, I was mind blown. I was already mind blown by this because I didn't know about this until later. But this, I was like, what are the freaking odds of that? The Pope, like that was my age the day that Pope Francis died. How many people can? I don't know. So and I know I sound competitive, and I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be. I'm just being serious. I'm being serious. Like, I'm just freaked out. I don't know what to do because this is not normal. That means that everything that I do, everything I say, nothing is my own free will. It's not. It can't be. Or even my parents who had me at that exact moment, and then my dad dying. I don't know how, like, it's hard. It's just hard for me to just. It's hard for me to not think about it, and then once I start thinking about it, I don't know. I start to lose my. I lose my mind. Like, I know that the best thing for me is just to not think about it, okay? And I have more. Like, I have more. So let's just. All right. So the next part has to do with the 19th, April 19th, because remember that was when my dad was what was it again? I think it was 33 years and 3 months. Yeah, the 19th was 33 years and 3 months after his 33rd birthday, and randomly my mom decided for us to go see the Dead Sea Scrolls, because they, for a limited time, they had the Ten Commandments, and it was like, I think it's like the last week. So you can see here, I was talking to Casey, and on the 19th I said I'm about to see the Dead Sea Scrolls. So the Dead Sea Scrolls are They're on display at the Ronald Reagan Library. Oh, and here's a pic. I took this picture. So this is a picture of one of. It's really sick. I think it's really cool. But yeah, it's at the Ronald Reagan Library, and he was the 40th president of the United States. So I started putting a bunch of this stuff together, and I was like, and again, I'm telling the truth. Okay, so I'm not lying about this. I have more evidence. If you doubt me, like, just let me know, and I can gladly share it with you. But I'm telling the truth about this. So yeah. So it was at the Ronald Reagan Library. Ronald Reagan is the 40th president of the United States, or was. And that stood out to me because my dad died at age 40. And life equals 40, which I talked about in my last video with the Bridge to the Father and Andrew Schultz, who put out a special called Life, and it was about him becoming a father, and it opened with his dad, who has dementia. His dad introduced the son on stage. So I was seeing this death life thing because the Dead Sea Scrolls, my dad died at age 40, but life equals 40. And again, he was the 40th president of the United States. And also, which is interesting, so I saw somebody with a Rolling Stones t-shirt, which really tripped me out because I knew all this stuff was lining up with Easter. And yeah, think about, Jesus, the death, life, it's all about Easter. That's all about Easter. And all right, here's where we're just like, I don't blame you if you think I'm lying, but let's just, all right, so from Ronald Reagan's death, again, I was at the Ronald Reagan Library, the 40th president of the United States, on that day, basically like the day before Easter, looking at the Dead Sea Scrolls. So from his death, my dad's death, my dad died first, so from my dad's death to Ronald Reagan's death is freaking, like, I can prove everything. I can prove it all. I can prove it all. That means that that means that this was brewing up in the background while I was there. That means that, like, like, all that stuff that was connecting was, like, leading up to the ridiculous connection I was gonna have on the day that I turned 1750 weeks, which was the day that Pope Francis died. And crucifixion of Jesus equals 1750. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. My dad's death to Ronald Reagan's death, 1750 days. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Because on top of what I showed you, that the day that I was there was 1339 weeks after my dad died. Or, that's the thing, because it was, so, yeah, it was, so it was a span of 1339 weeks, and then Easter was 1339 weeks, but it's all part of that weekend. It's all perfect. It's like, what are the freaking odds of all that? Impossible. It's impossible. It's all impossible. Okay, now let's move on. Just can't believe it. I can't freaking believe it. Especially, like, that whole thing with the death to life. And then I saw someone with the Rolling Stone shirt. Like, I swear, and this is what we're gonna get into next. Oh, okay, before we do that. So, from my dad's death to Pope Francis's death is exactly 308 months. From my dad's death to Pope Francis's death, exactly 308 months, and death to life equals 308. All the stuff I just showed you, like clearly, death to life, Dead Sea Scrolls. My dad died at age 40. Life equals 40. Death to life, Rolling Stones, Easter weekend, Jesus dying and resurrecting. Like, do you guys? There's no way that you guys don't get that. There's no way. Like, what the heck? Like, I don't even know, man. Let's just keep going. This is amazing. This is amazing. It's all God. It's all God. It's all God. There is a God. Okay, if you don't believe in God, you're wrong. There's a God. There is a God. There's a God. Like, so this is what I was gonna get at. So Ronald Reagan, he had an assassination attempt on this day. Okay, so we'll get into that. So Ronald Reagan has his own AA attempt, just like Trump did. And when Trump did, I went to the Rolling Stones concert at SoFi Stadium. Look, July 13th. It was the 10th and the 13th, but I went to the 13th. I went to that concert the day that of Trump's, and that was exactly 40 weeks after, or exactly 40 weeks before I went to the Ronald Reagan Museum to see the Dead Sea Scrolls. Like, and again, Ronald Reagan, 40th president, and like John 14:6, like the life part is so relevant to being one with the Father, because Jesus saith unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. The way to the Father, the bridge to the Father, the way, the truth, the life. Like, it's think about how long I was talking about all this. And how can I have that perfect alignment like that? How? Like, it all makes sense. It makes perfect sense. God is the one who is revealing all this stuff to me. Like, it's not for me to be like an ordinary decoder, like I'm actually not that great at decoding one event to another, just finding like random connections. Like, I can't do that. Like, I can only find this stuff. That's it. That's all I can do. That's the only thing that God has blessed me with. And I feel like it's really intense. Like, it's really different than anything I'm seeing elsewhere, like so this was another crazy synchronicity with all this, okay, because from Ronald Reagan's AA attempt, I don't want to say it, but you could read it there, to Pope Francis's death is 44 years and 23 days, just like how people mentioned earlier. Okay, like I got this from other people. From Pope taking office to his death, 4423 days, 602nd prime number, and his full name is 602. So like what are the freaking odds that from Ronald Reagan's AA attempt to Pope Francis's death is the same sequence, 4423, and I was there that like 2 days before to see the Dead Sea Scrolls. Like, what are the freaking odds of that? Okay, let's move on. Like, come on, like. So this is from my last video. This was the last slide from my last video, and you can see I was talking about the next great conjunction, because it's The Great Conjunction is Jupiter and Saturn, and Jupiter is the son of Saturn. Saturn is the father, so it's a father-son conjunction, father and son. That's what it is. And this was my last slide, but there's so many other things leading up to this. That's the reason why this 4/14 date is so crazy. You should definitely go watch that video. But I mean, it's just crazy that just I was talking about the Great Conjunction, right? You can see I was talking about the Great Conjunction, the father and son, in terms of me being this bridge, Shadasad, the bridge, and the verse, I and my father are one. So you can see what I was talking about here last week. So it's crazy to me that from the day that Pope Francis died to that same Great Conjunction that I was talking about right there is 811 weeks, and death of Pope Francis is 811. I know that's not that. I think that's pretty relevant. I don't know if that's a normal sentence that people are using, but or phrase, but like that's, you know, this is pretty crazy to me because so the Revelation 8:11, that was what I started my channel with, because I was studying 7-1's work on Wormwood before I even started my channel, and that was my main focus. And once I started just getting more experience with like decoding and stuff, then I started finding out about this father-son thing. And so this right here, like with Pope Francis' death, it was like the bridge. It's like bridging my old work and my new work, like the Wormwood and the father and son with the Great Conjunction that I was just talking about the week, like in the video before, talking about bridge to the father, all that, and life. Like I was talking about life, like so it's like it's crazy that the day that he was gonna die is 811 weeks before that Great Conjunction. So that Great Conjunction is big. It has to be. You know, it's not a joke. And there's a crazy light synchronicity with me and my dad here again, which I'm gonna show. So, all right, you see this. The name of the star is called Wormwood. Let's just read Revelation 8:11. And the name of the star is called Wormwood. The third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. So, talking about the Wormwood star. And Wormwood star equals 3328, and I happen to be 33 years and 28 weeks on the day that Pope Francis died, which was 811 weeks before the father-son Great Conjunction. So what the heck? Like, do you guys understand, like, how freaking, like, like, astronomical, like, of a chance that is? After everything, there's like how, like, it's like perfect too, like, you know, like I use, like, it's like my sequences are like, I don't know, they're pretty they're kind of like big. You know, and they're on the nose too, you know. It's like 33 years 28 weeks, like, and Wormwood star is 3328, like that's not a joke. And now, okay, so going back to my dad, his 33rd birthday again. Remember we talked about that earlier, how Easter was like 33 years, 3 months after his 33rd birthday. So from his 33rd birthday to Pope Francis' death is 33.28% of a common year. Look, okay, so you round up, obviously, because it's 332, 7.95. You obviously round up. That's like so obvious. Okay, so it's 3328% of a common year from that very significant birthday of his, the 33rd, which it's all about Easter. We're talking about Easter. We're talking about 33s, Jesus dying at age 33, and like I didn't even really bring it up, but like the whole thing with the bridge, like I was taught in my other videos, I was talking heavily about the Masonic arch, because the arch, the keystone, the capstone is the bridge between the two pillars, like the final missing link. And there's 33 degrees of Freemasonry, so the 30, like you guys know how important the 33 is to all this. So from my dad's 33rd birthday to the day that Pope Francis died, which was the same day that I turned 33 years and 28 weeks, was 33.28% of a common year. So what, like, that's an amazing like alignment. It's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Like, if I have to tell you guys, then I will. Like, I don't want to be like that. I don't want to, but like, I really, that's not how I am. Like, I'm really not like that. But like, I don't know how else to make you guys understand how important this is. This is actually important. This is not like, it sucks because I know the way that my videos get treated is just like another video, and then on to the next thing, and then it'll be like I never shared any of that crazy stuff. And it's nice because I do get, like, I really appreciate like the feedback I get, like in the short run. Like it really means a lot. But it's like, it's just hard because I know that this stuff is so important, and then it's just like, it's hard for me to see it just being like treated just like another, like this is historic astronomical stuff, and it's proof of God, and it's just something that I just want to like this needs to be in like colleges, and like this needs to be taught in classes and stuff. Like, I swear, I'm not joking when I say that. This is like this is a freaking breakthrough. This is a breakthrough in, like, you know, like I know other people's work accomplishes that as well. I mean, come on, like, I just don't know how many more times I have to do this. Like what more do I need to do to show like why I'm the one like finding the John 10:30, I and my Father are one, bridge to the Father stuff. Like I'm showing you guys that God is moving through me as we speak. As we speak. I don't mean that as I don't mean that as a joke. I'm serious about that. I am serious. The dogs are. But yeah, let's finish it off. I think I have one more slide. A few more slides. 2 more slides. Okay, so they said that his death was due to stroke, and I looked at this phrase. I thought it was pretty interesting. Irreversible cardiovasculatory collapse. Okay, and that equals 6606, which looks a lot like 666. But what's crazy is that from 6606, just like that sequence, 6606, to the Pope's death is 985 weeks. Jesus Christ. Oh, I put the wrong thing. 1 second. Alright, I fixed it. But yeah, so from 6606, just like irreversible cardiovasculatory collapse equals 6606, to Pope's death exactly 985 weeks, and Jesus equals 985. Like, spot on. And don't forget Pope Francis and King of Kings. Perfect, absolute perfect match. Alright, I believe this is my last slide, so, and I have so much more to share. I just couldn't. Oh man, I just don't feel that good. But I have so much more to share. Like, this is where I keep my notes. I have so much more to share. And I'm gonna try to do it. I always say I'm gonna do it, and it's hard just because things just happen, move really fast, and then I try to focus on other things too because I'm like, it's hard just it's hard for me to focus on my job and stuff while this stuff is like brewing up in my mind. Like it's so hard for me to concentrate. So I really have to like separate it. But all right, so the 9 days of mourning. Where's the best place? Here's mine. All right, yeah. So the 9 days of mourning. There's gonna be 9 days of mourning. And that is gonna end on April 30th, 2025, and I'm gonna be 1, 2, 2, 5, 9 days on the last day of the 9 days of mourning, and Pope Francis equals 12, 122, and 59. Like what? Like what? 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 What do I do, guys? Sorry, but like, oh my gosh. I feel like I've done my best to like not make this all like a mess and all over the place. Like I think I'm pretty clear with what I'm showing. My opinion. If not, if something's not clear, please let me know. Like I'm already afraid that I teach slow. But like I don't know if like people, if you need me to go slower, or if you need me to make something more clear, like if you need to understand like why this is so significant, like the first two numbers, like the first two ciphers, 122 and 59, 12259 days I'll be on the last day of Pope Francis's mourning, the 9 days of mourning. Like, not to mention, I don't know, probably just go off tangent a little bit, but the day that he died, like 7-1 pointed out that it was the anniversary of the San Jacinto monument with the 9-pointed star. So there's that 9 connection, and then 9 days of mourning ends up like on this day of my life. Like, I don't know. I'm just gonna end it on the most crucial part, the absolute most perfect crucial thing. Like this, I cannot, like these two things, I cannot, like, I don't know, like I don't think this is just subjectively crazy, because I know that, like, I know that no one can understand how crazy things are from an outside perspective. No one can understand how crazy it is, like, or no one can grasp like the true level of craziness that the person experiencing it can like, I know that, I get that, but I don't think that this is subjectively crazy. This is objectively insane. I mean, that's why it's like hard, like, when I watch decodes and stuff, and like the conclusions that people make, I don't know why they make them, because I think the main conclusion is just that these events are just scripted or being manipulated by these people, or like a powerful people. But I don't think, like, I feel like this stuff is so freaking insane, and there's no way that people could be controlling this, because this is like dealing with my life and my family and my dad's death, and like things happening, like my mom deciding for us to go to the Ronald Reagan Museum the day before Easter, like things like that. Like, unless they have freaking remote controls and they're waiting outside our house, or like controlling us through the TVs or something, I don't know, but I just doubt that. So I don't know why, like, the same source that's making all this happen wouldn't just be the same source making the other connections happen with the connections that people are finding just amongst other celebrities and stuff, like non-synchronicity based decodes. I don't know why like the same source would not be controlling both. And that's why I'm adamant about showing what I show, because it's like, I don't know, like you won't hear me do that. Like you won't hear me like talk badly about anyone, and you won't hear me like talk about like, you know, like I won't ever dive into the theory about like, you know, mixed gender celebrities and all that. Like I never, that's not what we're here for. Or like if I'm gonna talk about the Freemasons or the Jesuits, it's gonna be for a profound reason, not like to try to expose them or something like that. But I need to get to sleep. Hopefully this video comes out well, because I know how to stuff he knows, and it's like it's really late. My head is all over the place. So hopefully this turns out okay. But yeah, just let me know what you think, please. Like I want to know what you think, truly. I don't know, like I'm scared, but I know that it's like it's a good thing, because it's like, because I'm not comfortable, you know. I'm not. Oh, let me take a picture of that. Freaking stupid. But I am not settling for the kind of information that will just make me feel safe and comfortable. Like I'm willing to find this stuff that's gonna make me, that's gonna prove myself wrong every time. Like I'm trying to prove myself wrong every time. You know what I mean? Like whatever I thought yesterday, the day before, a week ago, like I'm trying to like top that, so that I can learn that whatever I thought before in the past was wrong. I'm always trying to do that, and that's just how, you know. So I don't doubt that other people have connections like this. I really don't. But I think it's not, I don't know, it takes a lot of strong will to get here. Okay, I'm not trying to be conceited, but I think you can recognize that, because I would never find any of this stuff if my mindset was different. Like if I was thinking the way that everyone else thought, like and I was just searching for the same kind of things, the same confirmations. Like I would never find this, never. This right here, like I'm gonna end it here. All right, sorry for just not being humble. I'm sorry. I know, like I'm trying to just. I just feel like I'm like really, I don't know, like I said, I'm just really passionate about getting the point across of how important and monumental this is. Just this video itself, like it's I'm just gonna keep going on. Sorry. Have a good night. God bless. Talk to you guys soon.